Hello friends and welcome once again to the Gesundheit Kitchen. I am Hans Rufford and I am joined today by my friend Stacy Martin, who, if she looks familiar, it's because she's been on the show before. And if you haven't seen that episode, I would highly recommend you jump back a few episodes and we do a deep dive on Stacy. But for those who don't know you, give us the elevator pitch. Tell us who you are.
Thank you. I'm Stacy Martin. I am the founder and chief amazement officer of this company called Seahorse Snacks. It was born out of my journey, so I also carried the CDH1 mutation. I had a total gastrectomy 6 years ago, and I'm doing really well. So my company was born because I didn't find the snacks that I wanted to eat, so I made them for me, and now it's my way of sharing my love of food and my story with the world.
I love that, and I think it's when life hands you lemons kind of a thing, right? And snacking, and we've done episodes on snacking before. In fact, you helped us with an episode on that. It's such an important part of our life now, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, before I felt sort of guilty sometimes, like you did guilty snacking, and now it's a part of our daily routine and our maintenance. And I love that you saw a need and there was a vacuum, a void, and you filled that. That's great. And they're a little endorsement there, fantastic. So, I've asked Stacy to join us not only today, but we're going to be doing several episodes together going forward. Unless I really get on your nerves, which could happen. But one of the things you and I have discussed is that breakfast can be one of the hardest meals of the day, right? I mean, it's the first thing we eat in the morning. We're literally breaking fast, and when you don't have a stomach, sometimes that can get a little bit challenging. And so finding your own go-to, the safe foods that work well for you, can be a challenge, and that's going to be a little different for everybody. But I wanted to kind of get your take on what works for you. And so I'm going to I'm used to being the name of the pan, so it feels a little strange. But I'm going to turn over to you. Walk me through what we're making today.
Awesome. So this is one of my favorites. It is a Brussels sprout and bacon hash. So we are going to saute the onions and Brussels sprouts in bacon fat. If you don't want to use bacon fat, I'm sorry. You can use anything else if you'd like. And then I already pre-cooked the bacon, so we're going to throw it in at the end to heat it back up. And then we fry some eggs in here, and then we're going to enjoy. This is usually one of my weekend favorites when I have a little bit more time, when I'm not running somewhere. But it is very popular. People who come and stay with me request this.
And where do we book those reservations to come and stay? No. Jump on in. So as you're getting this going, I do want to mention, right, so when you are cooking bacon, so many people throw this stuff away. But it is delicious. I mean, fat is where the flavor is.
Yes.
But if you are averse to, if you're a vegetarian, if you don't eat bacon fat, this would work well with an avocado oil or perhaps ghee, anything that can handle that higher temperature.
Yes.
But you're throwing away liquid gold if you do like bacon. This is the stuff that you want to work with. And as I said, fat is where the flavor is, right? So get it in where you can.
Yes, these are just thin sliced onions. I like them thin because then they disappear a little bit because the Brussels sprouts are shredded. So once they disappear, you just get the flavor and you can't really tell that they're in there. I didn't used to like onions, but they're growing on me.
Well, we've talked about it in other episodes, and you and I have talked about there's sort of this timeline after you've had a gastrectomy, right? And on foods you can tolerate, and sometimes onions don't really fit too nicely in those early stages, right? Because they can produce a little gas, as can Brussels sprouts. But as you get a little farther down the road, they add so much flavor, and you can also, as you said, melt them down. They almost sort of disappear, but they add so much flavor to any recipes.
And when you melt them in bacon, I mean, everyth's better with bacon. I'm not the only person that's ever said that.
No, you haven't. There's a fine, long tradition of people adding not only bacon fat, but goose fat, duck fat. I mean, it's that sort of ideas that you want to be able to utilize everything as an ingredient, right?
Yeah.
I mean, coming back to sort of the origins of fine cooking, you don't want to throw the stuff away. So
no.
I have you probably do as well. There's your jar. I have a glass container in our refrigerator that anytime we do cook a bacon, we save that stuff.
Absolutely. And this is just the small jar.
Gotcha.
There's overflow. So this is about a pound of Brussels sprouts. I ran them through the food processor, so I didn't have to chop them all myself. So I just cut the ends off and it goes really quickly.
Well, this makes a great side dish too. If you're doing a piece of baked fish or a piece of grilled chicken, just as a side vegetable, this makes a great thing. And you and I've talked about the sort of cooking once and eating multiple times.
Yes.
If you have leftovers of this, it heats up really well. And quite honestly, I like it cold after you sauteed it. Put a little splash of vinegar on there. I'll eat it almost like a cold salad afterward.
That's brilliant. I've done like a shaved Brussels salad also that just stays cold. But yeah, sometimes all leftovers are not good leftovers, but this reheats really, really well.
I think it does too.
So if I make it on the weekend and I have it during the week, I'll just nuke this part and then fry a fresh egg and put it on top.
I was raised in a household where put a fried egg on it and it becomes brunch, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And I think leftovers get villainized or they get stigmatized, that people think like, oh, I'm having leftovers. But to me, they're kind of exciting because they take on this new life. Oh, look at that fancy.
Sorry.
I love it. But think of leftovers as an opportunity. I always try to sort of preach that every ingredient is an opportunity. And if you're going to do this much labor, and while you're feeling good, if you're having a day where everything's going right, you've got the energy, you're feeling mentally like you want to cook as much as you can, and then on the days where you're not feeling 100%, you have this in the fridge or some version of this in the fridge ready to go.
Yeah, you get to reap the benefits.
Yeah.
I live by myself, so I like to cook once and eat many times.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, this isn't a good recipe to freeze, I don't think, but sometimes I freeze stuff in individual sizes so that when I'm traveling and I don't have time to get groceries, I have something that's good and I can eat it.
Yeah, I think that's super smart. You have to think ahead, and it becomes your new normal, right? And being able to sort of imagine. Now that I have an 11-year-old at home, I'm trying to teach her the benefit of future version of herself. Like you might not feel like you need to do it now, but think about the future version of yourself, right?
Yes.
So on those days where you don't have that. So that the energy to do it, take advantage of when you did have the motivation and the drive to do it.
And it's just like some of it is time savers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes the same amount of energy to cook every time, whether you're cooking for one person or 6 people. So.
No, that's a good point. And also it's cathartic. There's something about being in the kitchen and making food. Now, is it faster to go through a drive-through? Possibly, but you're in control of what goes in here.
Yes, sometimes I forget, because I customize things for myself when I cook at home, right? So I stack my proteins or try to add little bonus kickers in there to make it good for me. And that's what I think of as standards. And then when I go eat something somewhere else and I'm like, oh, it's because they didn't do all the things.
That's right.
And so it's not the same.
No, that's a good point. And for a quote-unquote normal person, the way that we eat doesn't exclude them.
No.
Right? I think sometimes people think, well, Hans cooks healthy, and almost like that's a negative thing. And it's not so much that I'm limiting myself. I'm actually just being very mindful of I love the term stacking that you said. In a way that's just sort of a sneaky way to get in more benefits, right?
Yeah.
And it becomes invisible to the end product.
Absolutely.
So for somebody who doesn't have to think about it, it's not a burden to them, right?
No. And the way that things are going these days with people eating more protein and smaller meals in general, like to pack it in and get everything that you need in smaller meals. I mean, I think that's where things are trending. So stomach or no stomach?
Yeah, stomach or no stomach.
Okay, so I think this is getting close.
Yep.
So we can push this to the side and we can crack our eggs and fry them right in this pan.
I'm a huge fan of the one-pot wonders, right? The less cleanup, less effort. And I was talking to Stacy earlier. If you're using induction or if you're using a gas cooktop, you can kind of control. So even though we only have one setting for the entire thing, if we wanted to slide this off a little bit, that way this part is the hot part, and this part is still going to be hot from the carryover. But you don't have to worry about necessarily overcooking that. So you can create some zones by just moving the pan slightly back from the heat source.
All right. Put a little flavor in here.
And I'm a fan of I like the yolk to be sort of the
runny.
Sauce. Yeah, runny. But obviously, eat the eggs the way you want to eat the eggs. One of the ways that we've been sneaking or stacking our proteins is if I'm doing a scrambled egg product, I'll take a silken tofu and then blend that up while I'm scrambling my eggs, and it literally disappears. There's nobody that can really go, hang on a second, did you put tofu in this? It actually makes the eggs kind of a little firmer. I mean, so it's almost like a firm scrambled egg.
Okay.
But flavor-wise, you do not notice it at all, and I've doubled, if not more, the protein.
These aren't going to be beautiful, but they're going to be delicious.
Well, look, that's it all ends
Just
up in the
like
same
how
place.
it goes at home.
That's right.
There's no fancy editing that can fix this part.
I mean, we could put like the perfect little emoji on top of the.
It's not AI.
Yeah.
We're real humans
That's
doing
right.
this. Okay, may I please have a plate so I can dish this up?
There
for
we
you?
go.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
I
you
forgot
forgot
the
the
bacon.
bacon. Yep.
The most important part. Okay, so that is 6 strips of bacon.
Yep.
So we're just gonna heat that up in here. It's already cooked. I pre-cooked it. So I am going to get the eggs out because we still want them to be a little bit runny.
And you can buy par cooked bacon in the grocery store now. So
Yes, you can.
If you don't want to mess with that, there's always a shortcut you can buy. Just realize that, again, you're taking away one step of control, and so it's not that hard to cook a strip of bacon, right? So even if you wanted to do it in one pan, you could do the bacon in the pan, remove the bacon,
And then start with the
fat's
veg.
already in there,
Yes.
so you're good to go.
Yes, I would take a little bit of fat out.
Yeah.
If you cook it in here. But I like to cook my bacon in the oven on sheet trays.
Yeah.
That's just my preference. Okay, now this looks actually better. So it looks like
I'm
a
gonna go
full.
ahead and kill the heat here so we
Okay.
don't overcook these guys.
Okay, so we're just gonna.
Beauty.
There you go,
Tell you
sir.
what, I want to use this fancy pepper garden.
Grind away.
That looks delicious.
Okay. Oh, thank
Yep.
you very much.
There we go.
All right.
That
I
looks
like
beautiful.
to tear open the yolk a
Well, I'm
little
the same
bit
way.
and
It's
sauce it
part
up.
of the sauce. I think that's
Yes.
fantastic. But again, if you're not a fan, I mean, I've had so many people that literally get like the heebie-jeebies if they see an egg yolk.
Well,
fine, cook it the way you like it. There is
absolutely.
no right or wrong way to do it. So it's all about what you will eat, because ultimately
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't taste good, if it doesn't make you happy, then there's really no point in doing that.
Facts.
Where's my mimosa?
Oh, in the fridge.
In the fridge. That'll be a different segment. This is an excellent idea. Thank you so much, Stacy, for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you try it, but also customize it. If there's anything that you think, well, honestly, even cabbage would make. If you're not a Brussels sprout fan, because it is slightly higher in sulfur, whatever green you're happy with. Some spinach and bacon with scrambled eggs or whatever.
Kale. You
Kale.
could probably do it with kale too, if that's what you're feeling.
But get the greens in, get the protein in. It's delicious. It's easy. It's one-pot wonder. I love it. Thank you.
Breakfast.
It's breakfast, it's brunch, or it's a midnight snack.
That's true. Any time of the day.
Anytime. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining us on the Zone Kitchen. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.
Until then, take care.